be like, I'm good.
I'm told I need to check it out, but I haven't checked it out yet.
It's
But
a
I heard
solid
it's
show.
good though.
It's solid. It's kind of slow, but it's solid.
A few of 50 Cent shows have been pretty good. So what I've heard. Actually, we don't even have an intro for these. Yeah, it's just our bonus episode. This is volume 4 for the Was It Good Though podcast. We will be discussing episodes
7 and 8.
7 and 8 of She-Hulk and House of the Dragon. As I said, past episodes, this is open dialogue. If you do not know where you can watch these shows, Disney Plus is She-Hulk and House of the Dragon is HBO. And of course, HBO Max and all that other stuff. But if this is your first episode, then you might need to go look at the listen to the other episodes. All right, so we normally start with She-Hulk. Normally She-Hulk doesn't get too much of a discussion, but I feel like this week we got some good stuff to discuss.
I thought you was changing it like House of the Dragon first. I thought that's what you was going with it, but I'm with you. No, yeah. She-Hulk has some content. I appreciated it.
What type of content did you like, Jason?
Well, both episodes 7 and 8 were super dope to me. I was gonna actually go to our misogynist to ask him what was going on with this toxic masculinity we've been getting with these episodes. If he was gonna help us out, see what's going on.
Interesting. I assume you talk about Josh. Is that who you speaking of? Mr. Ghost?
Mr. Ghost, man. Mr. Ghosty.
Yeah, Ghosty Ghost. Yeah, man. She-Hulk got ghosted. I think it was expected, but still at the same time, it was sort of a disappointment. Like I said, I think a previous episode, he seemed like he was like too good to be true. He was checking off all her boxes pretty much. And the thing that sucked for her is like she was kind of moving a bit slower because you see you had the montage of their dates and everything. And she was like, no, don't come in yet. He's like, okay, being all respectful. And then he finally gets in. We see everything. But I like this episode for character growth because, of course, we had the return of Emil Blonsky, who is the Abomination, of course, but he's back in his human form. Shout out to Tim Roth, by the way. He's a great actor. I looked up some of his acting credits, like, after I watched it. He's been in a lot of good stuff. Obviously Reservoir Dogs and stuff like that, but he's dope. But yeah, we had mutants. We had a mutant, rather, which was, I like the way that Marvel's doing it. So they're like slowly but surely adding them into the universe, but not really blatant. We talked about Ms. Marvel, one of Jazz's favorite shows from Disney Plus so far, and yeah, we got her, Kamala. She's a mutant apparently. Of course, Doctor Strange. We got Professor X, and now we get this guy. I'm not familiar with him at all, but
the Matador.
Yeah,
but he's not a matador.
Yeah, yeah. But we do some research on him, after the fact, and they let us know that he is indeed a mutant. So that was dope. That whole resort scene was really nice. I like the community that she had. Of course, you hear a lot of women say a lot of times how male friends are very important, which it makes a lot of sense. Not just someone who's just trying to get with you, but just someone from a different perspective. So I'm glad Jen had that in this episode. People who seemed like they genuinely cared about her, and it was just, they were new. Like, it wasn't like they had long-standing relationships and nothing. Like, why are you having that? Why are you making that face, Jason? What's good? I'm being dead serious, and Jason on his
I looked at Jason, I was like, thank you.
You came to me. You came to me. So I gotta eat.
I'm letting you. I like it. Like I said, when Chris get in his Marvel bag, Chris be going off. Now I appreciate it.
But no, I ain't even touch on episode 8. So y'all got plenty. Y'all got plenty to, I'm leaving it on you for you. But yeah, she had community, of course, and just finding a sense of herself as Jen, which I thought was really dope. And then I still don't know how I feel about Abomination. Or Emil Blonsky. I still don't know 100% what his deal is, because he was a villain when we were first introduced to him, and he seems like he's reformed a little bit. So we'll see what happens with that.
I mean, you literally just talked about growth development with Jen. You don't think men can develop and be better?
I mean, he was a villain for starters. 2, we sort of got some news about what's coming eventually, and I feel like he's gonna have a bigger role moving forward in the movies, because like the TV shows are pretty much just telling the story, but what they really don't have to drag out in movies, like backstory and all that character
Gotcha.
development. That's pretty much what
Gotcha.
it is. So I feel like with him, we'll sort of see something else going on moving forward.
Got you. Jazz, what did you think about 7?
Everything Chris said.
Got you. Got you. Of the people in therapy, that you have a favorite in this scene?
Porcupine.
I wanted him to be somebody like bigger than what he was. I guess when they did the reveal, I thought it was gonna be somebody like a cameo by some celebrity or something. I wanted to be somebody bigger. That would have been dope.
I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny, and then to see all their reactions of like, okay, dude, you stink. You've been in this suit for so long.
Yeah, man.
And I thought that his character was funny. Then I also thought, what was the so-called vampire's name?
I never got his name.
I don't remember his name, but I loved that as a unit they came together. As soon as Jen went through her whole spiel about Josh, they were just like, yeah, we need to go ahead and kill him. Go ahead and kill him, suck all his blood, like, because that's always the first reaction of friends when you go to them and tell them about somebody that you're dealing with. They're just like, all right, so, well, not my friends, but some folks that have resort to violence first friends be like, all right, let's go ahead and bust the windows out of his car, put holes in 3 of his tires, not 4 because the insurance
and 3.
cover it.
You know that story too, huh?
That's a thing, yeah. I learned that too.
Okay. Watch out for her.
I mean, y'all know it too, so it must be a universal thing.
Where you think we learned it from? I didn't think about that. That was just crazy. When
you ever had some tires flat before, Chris?
Nah, thank God. I feel like I know somebody who would have, but nah.
Jason, what about you?
Yes.
How many cars? I wanted to ask how many cars.
Yeah, that's a safer question.
It was only in one car. It was only one car. I got left out the club. My tire was flat, and she also had a little RAV4, so he had the tire on the trunk as well. She flattened one of my tires, and she also flattened my
the spare.
The spare. So yeah. I still don't like her to this day.
Oh. Growth and forgiveness, Jason.
What is that?
Yeah, you better than me.
I mean, I ain't never been in that situation. I'm just.
I mean, she wasn't even nobody I dealt with. She was just a friend to try to hype somebody else to do it, but she did it. Like, you ain't gonna do it. Yeah, no. That's bogus.
Well, don't want you to have any triggering moments, any negative flashbacks. But episode 8 for She-Hulk. What did y'all think? We finally got the big reveal. They've been boosting it for 8 weeks. And we finally got it. Mm-hmm. Was it everything that y'all hoped for?
I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed seeing Matt Murdock back on the screen. Of course, we got him. His first cameo was in Spider-Man No Way Home. So it was dope to see him back and see him doing his Daredevil things and seeing him in a different light, because typically his show on Netflix was super dark. So like seeing him in this, it was more of a
comedic,
I guess a comedic type of character. It was actually pretty dope to watch him.
Yeah, I definitely loved him and Jen's interaction. And the fact that she just looking at the screen like, so y'all feel this too, right? And I'm like, yeah, Jen, I see where this is going. But I was just like, I wasn't sure, but I like the scene of them in the bar. I thought was dope because of some of the background details that was happening. Because when, of course, he sent her the green drink. And then
Apple martini.
Yes. Yeah. And so he was just like, can he join her? She was like, yeah, sure. He asked the bartender to move his drink onto that side. And then he walked around because, of course, he's blonde-ish. And then of her moving his drink around on the bar, like just those small little mannerisms and details. Why are you making that face?
I was looking at Chris.
Me, what I do?
Nothing.
I can't wait for losing. I'm just chilling, listening to jazz right now.
I don't even know what Jason on some other stuff tonight.
Yeah, Jason.
But it's just those little small details that we do out without thinking and I like how they incorporated it in the show because it's nothing that nobody really noticed, but it just makes it more realistic, I guess, when I saw it the first episode. But yeah, and then she got hit up by one of her clients who is a all-around creep. I need this dude to die, like, immediately.
Wait, whoa, you talking about Todd?
Yes, I went to death. Yes, Jason, don't look surprised. Because if you was locked in a room with him, you would probably go to death too, from what we learned about you. So I'm just saying, how did y'all feel about this whole scene with him and Jen at this restaurant?
That, like she said, it was uncomfortable. This whole what do you say, Wakanda forever? She was like, yeah, nah, relax, dude.
And like you said, I love Wakanda shit.
Like it's something. I mean, I bought it fair and square. Like I got receipts, bro. What the fuck? Nah, it don't work like that, my boy. It don't work like that at all.
It was the whole line of, she's like, well, did you steal it? He said, well, they were stolen by colonizers, but I have receipts for it. And it's just, bro, what? That conversation is just wild to me. Because then, of course, it took me down a different dark racial path, which I think that's what their goal was in that whole scene. But it was just, I feel like I don't think he's just some small regular character. I think he's tied into something bigger. And that group that we saw at the end of this episode, I think he has something to do with it.
Man, at this point, there's so many red herrings in this actual show. So it's kind of hard to, I ain't gonna say it's not hard to follow, but it's kind of hard to pinpoint who we think it could be. We have Emil Blonsky. I don't know if he's going to continue being the good guy as he is.
You think he's involved?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to say, and we know. I mean, he's Abomination at the end of the day, like Chris said. I feel like it may be something that we have Mallory Brooks. I don't know what her character got going on.
Yeah.
He's more of the on the nose type of guy, in that scenario, because I mean everything that he's doing just super sketchy, and he's super weird, and he has all this money, and it just makes sense as to where all the people, and it's like he keep on trying to date her, so him at the end of the episode putting that screen up would make sense. Like, y'all think y'all know her, but this is what she really is. Type, just somebody being petty because they can't get with the person. But those are my three right now that I feel like are going to, or something may happen with them. But I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
But it'll be dope, Emil turn into Abomination, Val pop up, you with me now. Because that'll be his only, that's the only pass, because he has to go back to jail. So that'll be the only other pass where he can be able to work in both sides, even though he feel like he's good where he is at his little ranch that he's running.
What if Val does pop up? That would be fire.
Like that would be very interesting. Yeah.
If she just pop up out of nowhere, like don't have not much dialogue, like that would be dope. And if she's in any type of connection to exactly what's going on with Jen. But so Chris, let me ask you this, because I know that you mentioned like the big Hulk wars, and I might be saying that incorrectly, but you know what I'm saying when I ask that, of like when you saw
Hulk, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So when you saw where in the phone, when Josh was transferring everything, it was from King Hulk, like in his phone.
Yeah.
What did you think when you saw that scene?
I think it's so this is why I said I feel like it was Blonsky may revert, because he had one of the people who attacked Jen with him at the ranch.
Right.
And I thought that was very out of place, because it didn't seem like he would be the type to perform that quickly. And he was also, we saw they were trying to get a sample of Jen's blood. When I saw that, my first thought went to Todd, like Jason was saying, simply because he seems very, well, first of all, he has money. So he has resources, in order to do something like that. But I don't look at him as like the big head, like guy. Like he's probably the head of his little crew, but I feel like there's someone else behind the scenes. But I went straight to the leader. Simply because that's mostly his motivation in the comics as well. He wants a gamma world. That's his whole thing. He's very intelligent, so he has, a lot of pull in the background and everything like that, as far as pulling strings and stuff. So I think it'll all lead up to him eventually. But as far as that King Hulk type thing. That seems like a Todd type situation going on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How did y'all feel about Leapfrog?
He was funny. I thought he was funny.
Trash.
You didn't like it?
He was trash.
Yeah, I mean, he was trash, but it was just funny when he was like fighting off those two dudes at first, and like his whole suit was messing up. And
Yeah,
it was
it's
just
just trying to get. That scene made me think about what's the name of it? What's that show we watched? Stuff. The one about the white preacher and his little family at the first episode.
Righteous Gemstones.
Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah.
When they tried to rob.
Oh yeah,
that's what it made me think of. I was just like, man, what the this
Yeah.
is a wild little scene. And he trying to shoot off with jet fuel in his actual. I don't know what kind of fuel you're supposed to use, but yeah, nah,
Yeah,
he definitely was. He definitely tried to. And I was at first, I was like, oh man, it made like a not a Luke James, a Luke Cage reference, but Jacobson first name is Luke as well. So I killed that theory real quick.
Yeah, no, that was funny, and I like the way that they brought it together with bringing in Matt with the whole lawsuit and everything. Of course, we were anticipating Matt coming back when we had the mask tease a couple episodes ago with the the costume designer, and then of course he's opposite Jen, and we see Matt, and I really like that. We talked about earlier. He has like a different vibe from his show. It's more lighthearted and some comic relief and everything like that. But we still got to see his expertise as a lawyer, which he completely schooled Jen. And I was just like, yeah, this is pretty entertaining. So I'm hoping we get that good balance. We got it in Daredevil. I'm hoping when we get Born Again, we'll see how that works. And did y'all notice his power set was different? Like I feel like they buffed him a lot.
What do you mean?
So when he was fighting She-Hulk, they had the little scuffle, and like the way he was maneuvering, it felt more comic booky. If that sort of makes sense. Like in his Daredevil, the Netflix show, it was set in realism. So like you had a lot of so you had a lot of like straight up. He was acrobatic, but in a realistic sense. But in this one, he's doing things where you look like, oh, he's in the same universe as Spider-Man and Captain America and like all this stuff. Like when she did the shockwave and he used the batons to lift himself up in between the shockwaves and like the flips and like his whole movement. I thought that was real dope. So I like that. I like how they.
Nah, you continue.
Oh, my bad. Now I was just gonna say I like how they sort of adjusted him and Kingpin for the MCU because Kingpin, he's a tank now. Like he got hit by a car. Didn't he get hit by a car? He's just like
he got shot. He got shot in the face too.
Yeah, but he's not dead.
Kingpin been. I feel like he been that way because when him and I don't know how far Jazz got, but when him and the Punisher was fighting, like that was kind of intense, super. It was like something like, bro, nah, ain't no way he's still standing after this, and he just keep it moving, keep it pushing. And the hallway scene, that was definitely iconic. They gave him a nice little nod to the legendary hallway scene of season 1 of the Netflix show. That was super dope to see. They did that nice little call out.
Yeah, good fan service.
Yeah.
How did y'all feel about the closing scene of She-Hulk with Jen pretty much trying to have a great moment for her accomplishments and it was taken all away?
I mean, it felt like you said when she was on the couch, she kind of called it all out when she was sitting there as she was getting ready prior to. So you knew something crazy was about to happen. It was just, I guess it was sort of funny because she told Hulk, she has her anger under control, but she finally lost it in this scenario here.
Yeah.
So he told her, that's cool, but there's going to be some real world scenario that's going to take you for a spin. So you need to be prepared for, all fronts in this situation. Her friend tried to calm her down, but she wasn't hearing it, which I get it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think she did too much. She didn't kill nobody. She just broke some TVs.
Attempted murderers?
Who she trying to kill?
She threw this stuff. She threw something, didn't she?
She started ripping the stuff up, and I know she grabbed the dude. But I mean, I guess within that scenario, it's just I mean, we talked about it all the time. It's the perception, it's not what you did, but it's more of the perception.
Oh,
She's a Hulk. There go a Hulk. We know what Hulk does. Hulk needs to be out of here regardless of what he's done. Look at what he's done type situation. So we back in this actual situation. So we can make her look away. We can lock her away, get her out the way. So
I thought it was wild and unfortunate because all of the videos and picture that they were showing of her dating profile and pictures that Josh took while inside her home recording where it was them two to make her seem like something that she's not. And they kind of covered up because it was some like noise, but they was just like the word whore dropped, but you really couldn't hear it. And I was watching it, I was just like, damn, like, because you're in front of all these people. You know, she's trying to balance being a She-Hulk and her career, which her career was there before she became a She-Hulk. And so with them doing this malicious act, it's just like, we're going to degrade you, make you feel less than. And the only way we can actually do that is to show something, you know, that you're sexually active, you out here dating and doing stuff everybody else is doing. But it's just, I was just like, damn, that whole scene was kind of fucked up. So, well, her spazzing out a little bit, I think it was warranted. And I appreciate her friend getting up as quick as she did. Like, oh, we got to turn this shit off. Like, nah. Instead of just sitting there like, what we supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean, her anger is definitely valid. But, you know, we'll see what happens in the next episode. Hopefully it goes out with a bang. Hopefully we get some type of reveal or someone, you know, show up within it. But I'm still, like I said, I'm still enjoying it personally.
Y'all have any expectations for the final episode? Because we only got one left.
Yeah, I mean they got a lot of things to tie up. Hulk, he's got to come back, and you know whatever's going on with him in space. Titania, she hasn't been there since the wedding episode, and she's apparently a villain. Whoever King Hulk is, or Hulk King, whatever his name is, was good with him. And I don't know. I'm expecting it to be a good finale. I feel like the past couple of series with Marvel, their finales have been better than some of the earlier shows. I know some of that was probably dealing with COVID as well. So I'm excited. I've been enjoying the show. I really haven't had like much complaints outside of the two episodes we covered last week were kind of slow, but it ain't warranting like a bad review or nothing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Jason, any expectations?
No, I mentioned everything I said as far as who I feel like would be behind it. Emil, Mallory, Todd. I feel like they're working together in that scenario. So we'll see.
Talk about trust issues, boy. That'd be
Who,
crazy.
me?
Nah, I'm talking about with Jen if that ended up being true.
Oh yeah. Within that, I mean, you never know though. I mean, but then again, he may come in and help her. You never know within that situation, but it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something where you're like, oh, you know, hopefully, that'd be dope.
I think it's gonna be okay.
Just okay.
I think that's gonna be something left for us to look forward to in the movies.
But
I'm not saying that I don't think the finale gonna be trash, but I wouldn't be surprised if Bruce doesn't show back up.
Yeah, I don't think he's showing back up.
I don't think Bruce gonna come back up. I think they might leave us on a mean cliffhanger. I hope not, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Cliffhanger and the crazy, hopefully an end credit or something.
Yeah, I can almost guarantee an end credit. I feel like they have to. I thought it was interesting that, well, we didn't discuss it, but Matt mentioned the Sokovia Accords for Civil War and how they were been repealed. And I thought that was a nice way. I like how Marvel does it where they have like little loose ends that you don't really think about too much, but you still have a question of. Like it's not a super big deal, but you sort of think like all this stuff is going on, what's good with the Sokovia Accords, but then they just have like this line of dialogue that clears everything up. I thought that was a really nice thing they did.
Yeah, someone asked me, were they still in effect? I'm like, you know what? I haven't even thought about that since since Civil War.
Yeah.
But of course, since then, shoot, Thanos took over. Thanos came back. They've had a lot of run-ins since that happened. So yeah, it's like, you know what? We're gonna pull these back up. We need these guys.
Yeah.
Obviously, the army ain't enough for what we got going on now. So yeah, yeah, that was low.
If half of them got out of here, I mean, who gonna actually fight for them? Tell somebody, look, we're gonna regulate you. What army? Like half of them got gone with the snap. So
exactly.
Did y'all have anything else y'all wanted to mention for She-Hulk?
Not She-Hulk, maybe Marvel.
All right,
Oh, it's good
let's
with
go.
Marvel.
I was going I mean, I know everybody watched the Werewolf at Night, right?
Oh yeah,
I
we're
know.
both by night. Yeah.
Fix your face, Jazz.
I'm
Fix your
not.
face.
I'm not.
So Chris, how did you feel about it?
I thought it was cool. I didn't have like a super big expectation of like, oh, this is got to be a blockbuster movie. I thought it was a nice show. I really liked Man Thing. He was,
Yeah, Ted
yeah,
was
he was,
cool.
yeah,
Ted was
Todd,
dope.
Ted, yeah, he was the
Ted, yeah, he
highlight.
was dope.
Yeah, he was the highlight of it.
Some
It was good.
So I'm just talking to you, Chris. So yeah, I mean, so within the actual series, I felt like it was a nice nod to OG horror movies, the way
Yeah.
it filmed, opening title card. My daughter was like, "Nah, it's over with. I'm going to bed." when they switched it up and they took it into the black and white, so that was
Yeah.
super dope. And I felt like, if the director of this did Blade, how would you feel?
I wouldn't be mad at it because you did have to me the fight choreography was cool.
Fire.
It was cool. Like and even with the monsters, I really like, we had Moon Knight. The werewolf was kind of iffy, but it wasn't bad. You know what I mean? Like it looked funny, but I know that's how they, are.
It's
I guess
intended.
yeah, that's an intention. So you think about it like that, it was cool. It would be interesting to see. I feel like it would have some continuity with this, so I could see Elsa showing back up. Maybe the
Yeah,
werewolf.
yeah, that'd
I'd
be.
be open to it.
I like like so I like they took the risk, like I said, as far as with like some of the kills in this
Yeah,
actual show, the way they shot the blood across the actual screen,
yeah,
with the actual deaths and the way the camera angles them. If I seen Blade in something like this, that would be super. When they shot the guy in the throat, well,
yeah,
when she shot the guy in the throat with the thing, I was like, man, hold on, they going in as
yeah,
far with this. But yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed the actual series. It wasn't like I said, I mean, it was just 50 minutes, so it wasn't
yeah,
a great. But like as far as the story they were telling, the characters they introduced, definitely want to see them in a different story and more so in the dark, like a dark storyline.
yeah.
Moon Knight, um, Blade, and they also people are always talking about the guy with the Kit Harington,
Oh
uh,
yeah, yeah,
Jon Snow.
yeah. I know
Whatever
he's about
his
Black
character
Knight,
is.
Black Knight,
Dane. His name Dane, something like that.
Dane, yeah, Black Knight,
Yeah.
yeah,
I enjoy it. I'm rocking with it. I'm rocking with it.
yeah. I think little specials like that is a good way. I feel like they're gonna do more, but I think it's a good way to have like introductions of characters, like different little stories where you don't need a whole Disney Plus series, but not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily introduce them in a movie. Just flesh something out. Maybe with the mutants eventually. Maybe like
Mm-hmm.
a Doctor Doom one would actually be fire. Maybe longer than 50 minutes, but like a Doctor Doom
Yes.
special. Doctor Doom is that guy, man. I'm telling you, if Marvel does it
Doctor,
right,
we gonna see, man. We
yeah,
gonna
man.
see.
If Marvel do it
Um,
right, you can be like King, who? Like,
I ain't gonna say that, but
yeah,
we shall see.
just
We
trust me,
shall
brother.
see.
Just trust me on Doom, brother. Just trust me.
There is one rumored for Silver Surfer, so we'll see.
Yeah,
And I
that'd
know
be cool.
he's and doesn't it, from my recollection, doesn't he go to the Earths or the worlds before Doctor Doom to take over it, or is that Galactus?
Galactus, yeah. He's a herald
Okay,
of Galactus. So he pretty much
got you,
comes to, yeah, that's what he does.
got you. But I think that's everything Marvel, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, looking forward to the season finale of She-Hulk episode 9. That'd be it.
That's the finale. That's the
Yeah.
finale. Jazz, you want to take us in to the House of Dragons with your trumpet?
All right, so the House of the Dragon.
You don't have your trumpet today?
Nah, I ain't got it today.
Okay.
But
Reigns of Castillo, what's Castmere's? What else? No,
is that the name of the episode?
that's the Red Wedding episode. Whatever that little song is that be playing.
Oh. Well, we are opening up with a funeral. So Lena's funeral. Yeah. After seeing her burn from her own dragon, which we discussed in our last episode, we see the family is back together. So it's kind of awkward. Had Damon chuckle a little bit. Still not sure why, but there are theories.
Mhm.
I like that one theory though,
Which one?
where he was pretty much trying to take away the attention from Rhaenyra and her bastard sons. Because it seemed like, I mean, that's what he was, I forgot his name, but that's what he was, trying to imply during,
Aemon,
during the funeral. Like he was just,
Bayman, would it be?
he was trying to, throw shots at her family during the funeral. And Damon's just like, just that's what it seemed like, from that tweet. I don't know if that's the intention in the show, but just drawing attention away from it. That would make a little bit of sense.
In this episode, man, I knew his death was coming. I knew his death was coming because he was just being super shady in this episode. It felt as if he wanted his presence to be felt or to be seen within the actual episode. Because I feel like he talked to his brother about who should be the heir of Driftmark.
Yeah.
Within the actual storyline, so it was nice to see Daemon take half his head and leave his tongue.
Oh yeah, in episode 8.
Yeah, he had to go. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. He did. But Jason, what did he do that triggered that whole incident to happen? 16 years. You went from Lena's funeral, damn, cut his head off.
To a new funeral. Man, this man was bold, man. He is bold. They tell you some of the things that you speak. We kept, and there was a lot of alluding to this the entire season. Like when Otto said it to King V, he said, speak plain, like just say what you want to say. And he said, it's people out here that can behead you for stuff like this. So like when you speak about stuff like this, you need to make sure you come with actual facts in this scenario, not whispers that you hear out in the actual street. But yeah, man, he in the middle of going over succession talk, he calls them bastards. And she's a whore.
Yeah, Damon heard that. That was it.
And Damon said, say it.
Yeah. Can we have a conversation about Damon now, or wait until the end of the season?
You can talk about it now. There's nothing to talk about.
Look, what Drake say? Top five. That man is it. Like he did everything this season, and we only in 8 episodes in. He's the top 5 Thrones character in the universe for me.
Yeah.
Wait, Thrones and House of the Dragon?
In the whole universe.
He said that Thrones lore.
All of it that we've seen so far, he top 5. Like he's that guy.
One thing I looked at Jazz tweeting, and she was saying she was proud of knowing all these kids' names, and I'm sick of hearing all these names because they tend to be the same names.
Yeah.
Like they need to change some of this stuff up somewhere. Like I don't know. No. Don't hit your cousin. I don't know. Don't mess with your niece. Uncle. Dad,
realistically, the nieces are the mothers to the cousin's brother.
Yeah, it's just insane.
Like that's pretty much how it is. The sister and the brother, husband and wife.
And it's like they try to allow a name to live on and try to bring a name back so that legacy continues on. And unfortunately, like I'm jumping, but it's open discussion. But unfortunately, this is what's going to cause fuel the looks like the Dance of the Dragons from what it looks like, because Miss Alicent, the old self-righteous woman, is confusing a story that King Viserys has told her, which I feel like he confused her with Alicent, and that was the same exact story he told her in episode 1 when he gave her the knife about the code, whenever the code is supposed to happen and what they're supposed to do.
The Song of Ice and Fire.
You mean he confused her with Ray Ray?
Yeah. What I say? I said Alicent.
He said Alicent, yeah.
I don't know why I did that. I ain't gonna say it look alike, but
no, that's deep, right? Because they look nothing alike.
Right.
Especially think about their actors. Like, nah, that's sick. That's funny.
Yeah, I know. Team Green.
Yeah, I'm not even mad.
How? How are you even?
Jazz,
no.
I seen a fancy catalog last week.
No.
I'm Team Green. Just one. I just want one time.
Just one time. I get it, Jason. That'll make you switch over. That'll make Jason switch over. I'm
Team Black, but I'm across the waters. I risk it.
Yeah, he's open for a trade.
Listen.
He's exploring free agency for sure.
I'm like Damon, baby. I'm above the rules. I'm above the laws. I'm moving. I'm lawless. I'm moving how I want a little
Damon
bit.
Damon's not going against the laws no more. He done got his wife. They got their family. Ray out here pregnant. You know, she having a good old time. Her
Boy, you
son is
blow. Boy, you blow at Ray. She pregnant. God, oh.
yeah.
Yeah, she's
Hey,
very.
Like, damn.
Ray ain't going. He was like, hey, what you tell this up first? Let me before we hit the seas.
I'm curious how many kids they gonna have. Well,
Man.
But they got 3. Well, 2 and 1 in the way. So
they got 5 in total.
Or
Okay,
six.
she got 3. He got 2. They got 1. But
Oh
they
yeah,
still
well
got,
in total, yeah, between them, I mean, they got like
yeah. I mean, there's no telling, man. There's no telling.
Just keep popping them out.
I mean, I get it ain't like she need them. I get it, man. She just don't know how to get off of it. But I get it.
Yeah.
I
But
gotta keep the name alive, man. It's all about the power.
hey, that name is well. That name is well and it's alive.
But we were able to get actually let's go back to the prior episode. I was about to bring out we get the birth control, or excuse me, the Plan BT again at the beginning of episode 8. But this time Alicent is serving it up to someone else. So I just want to apologize to everyone that I said was crazy for saying that Alicent is the next Cersei. I apologize because she's showing some Cersei type behavior and characteristics. And I'm just like, this bitch. So
I'm curious about that.
I'm just waiting. I like Alicent, I can definitely see her switch. Even though she's sitting up here acting like her hands are clean. Nah, bitch. They not at all. Like, you know what your sons are capable of. And her sons are so trash. Like, they are garbage. You see Ray's son out here trying to learn Old Valerian so to keep that language alive, and then here go Alicent's son over here raping with the servant girl, and he's just like, oh, we were just having a good time. No, that's not what happened. And so Alicent's like, yeah, just to be sure, we need to go ahead and give you this tea. Like, that's crazy. But
yeah, I don't like within that storyline. It's just like, why are you so up on trying to make Aegon anything? This man, he's not competent to be able to hold anything within that scenario. This man, like, come on, man, be for real.
her father put that in her head. Like, ever since he was like, go to his bedside as he's mourning for his wife. Yeah, like, it is funny because that wasn't even her main focus. But I think over the years, and she's seeing how Ray is getting away with any and everything. But Ray the princess. Stop hating on Ray. Let Ray do whatever she want to do.
It's that self-righteousness, man. people that tend to be like people that tend to be like it's like a, I mean, I'm not, because I don't want to come off like I'm coming at religious people, because that's not the scenario at all. But it's the people that was like the self-righteous people that was raised, but they really wanted to do other things. But they got forced in that scenario. And she, like I said, she's upheld her end of the bargain. She's been the wife that had to love, despite of how she personally may have felt in that scenario. So now it's just, everything's just coming out for her. It's like, man, I've 20 years of not living the life I wanted to live, but this one here is doing whatever she wants to. She didn't have to uphold no vow. She didn't have to uphold none of her actual not relationship, but her title. She didn't have to uphold her actual title. And like, bro, what? And the people know. The people know what she's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they did a good job of making both sides a bit sympathetic. Because what you said with Ray, she had her whole deal where she was just never going to be accepted as, ruler at the beginning, and then everything that happened from there. And even with Alicent, like her dad put her up to everything from seducing, the king, and then just all of her motivation going from there. I like the way that they're telling the story, and I think it really benefits from the time jumps. Just how, you see how that relationship became fractured over the years. Like we don't see the 10 years and the 6 years, but you see the effects of it as the story goes on. Like even when we came back from episode 8, Team Green, Ray and Damon came back, and you see like the whole place is just different now because the king is, he's bedridden. He doesn't have as much power, or over everything as he normally would. And you just see they just doing whatever they want and just changing everything up. There's just little pieces of storytelling like that. And then the kids, I feel for the kids, but at the same time, they just grew up to be jerks. With Aemond and Aegon. But Aemond, his character, I'm really interested to see that dynamic.
Damon Jr.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is. He's Damon Jr., but he's the psycho one. So it's just kind of like, yeah, just I'm curious to see how that's going to turn out. But even him, I mean, he was when he was younger, like they sort of teased him, which kids do and everything like that, but he just took it to heart, like the whole pig scene.
When they were kids, was it Rhaenyra kids that did that? I felt like Aegon had something to do with that.
Yeah,
it was
all
of it. Yeah, it was all of them.
And they definitely seemed like they had like a closer bond when they were kids.
Yeah.
Because Aemond was the only one that was actually getting picked on. And so, which I also remember when Alicent caught Aemond jerking off in the window, she told him like, it was Aegon. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So she was just telling him, they're going to laugh at you, but telling him that they are less than. So you start to see, what she's already putting in her son. You're causing a divide between your sons,
nephew.
They cousins.
Yeah.
Aemond and Jake.
Even,
they both.
And they like nephews, so. Right?
They nephew and cousins.
Right.
Are they?
So,
no, they're just nephews.
Because
King B kids.
Yeah.
Right. Which is Ray's brothers.
Yeah.
So the nephew. So she was just pretty much causing a divide right there. And so as they got older, and then with them not seeing each other, they grew to hate them. Or you definitely see.
It's nothing about Alicent is redeemable. Like I need her. I want her dead at the end of the season. Like nothing is redeemable about this.
Weren't you just talking about Team Green like 5 minutes ago? And then I feel like you was bashing her 2 volumes ago. So
I don't always make the best decisions, obviously. So
I'm glad you said it. I support that comment. Amen. That's that growth. We don't need to see your waves. Lift your head up. Stand up, Jason.
Listen, just one time.
Just one time. Oh man. Jason seen that 50 and lost his mind. Hey man.
That face and those sound effects.
Scooby-Doo. Raggy.
No, that soundbite gonna be amazing.
But man, how did y'all feel about the kids fight when the kids actually, I guess when we finally see the separation of the actual kids?
Wait, which fight? Because them motherfuckers fight.
The original when they
fight
was little, when he stole the dragon.
Man, Aemond with a D.
With a D.
He beat they ass. I was like, you fighting the little girls as hard as you fighting your boy cousin.
Hey man.
I was like, no. I was like, oh my gosh. And it was the black babies too. We don't need them harmed at all. I'm glad he lost his eye.
But he gained the dragon.
Yeah.
A bar.
That was a bar.
It was.
That was landed on thick that episode, within the situations. Have y'all ever been in a situation where you and a family member may have gotten into an altercation, the parents got into it over it?
Nah.
Parents didn't get into it, but I definitely got into it with my cousin before.
Hey, I don't beat a couple of my cousins. Damn. But
How many
nah,
beat you down of?
I lost one.
Interesting.
I lost one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It builds character.
I mean, it is what it is. Can't win them all. Can't win them all. You win some, you lose some.
This scene reminded me of an episode from season 1 of Game of Thrones when Arya cut Joffrey. Like, you get that same similar, and they were on the King's Road. And so they were trying to figure out what happened to Joffrey, and then that's when they killed Sansa's her direwolf. So like those scenes seem so parallel. And then here go Alicent. Take one of his eyes. And then I was like, bitch, stop. Serious is not gonna sign off on that.
Man, I don't. It. Oh my god, bro! I just like every time we mention it, it's like, bro, what am I thinking? Like, but it's the self-righteous person. Like, it's just the whole thing of her just she's sitting there and she mad. Like that's not fair in this situation. Like, bro, what, like I sometimes I be like, man, come on. I'm trying not to say the wrong thing in this scenario, but like the king, like because he's the king and he's sick, like I feel like he would have, if he was normal, he would have been like, man, hey, we shutting this down. Like you don't speak of this anymore. Cause she kept she'd be present issues wearing she couldn't even wear green in my house if I was the king. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like she would be in some red and black.
Jason, you would let her wear green if it was Fenty. So stop lying.
Yeah, he definitely,
I know.
That folding like a pretzel.
Right. So exactly. So I mean, but it was wild because she made it seem like her son is the only kid in there that's bleeding. All the kids is bleeding. Like all the kids, it was like a wild fight. And I was just like, Alicent, you need to relax. Your son beat the shit out of his 2 nephews and his other his girl cousins.
Hey man.
That tension, and she's created it, and she's the one that created that situation, that whole thing between her and the other boy that got to die, Kristen. Her and Kristen has created that entire. And he tried to step up to be the one to take the eye. I wanted Damon to hit him right knee.
Yeah.
I be wanting Damon to just go, choom, just knock him off right there. Like he pulled that knife up like it's a gun. Like how do you even pull a knife so quick, like to knock a person's head off that smooth?
That's that Valyrian steel, because it's a smooth cut, because that's what Alicent cut Ray with. Mm-hmm. And of course, it's the same knife that we are all familiar with. She just took the Sarah's knife. It's like, let me go ahead and try to stab your daughter real quick.
That's cool.
Yeah, I wish Ray was more aggressive. Ray seemed like real chill, because if somebody ran up on you with a knife, like
I get what Ray is with her is just the whole thing of she just wants to reveal her. Like I need people to see who you really are, and that's just the truth, because people, that's the only way to deal with people like that. Like they're so behind, they so in the shadows dealing with stuff and trying to be so sneaky, and the best way to reveal them is to allow them to just show themselves in a real scenario, and that's basically what she was doing that entire time. And
it ain't nothing benefit from that.
There was no benefit, but there was also no recourse in that scenario neither. She cut the king's daughter, which is the princess and the heir, and she just went back to her room, get her kids, and just that's it.
But it also let her father know what she's capable of, who's been plotting the entire time.
She shouldn't even have a father.
No, he should have been killed. Like Viserys should have cut his head off as soon as he took.
Viserys ain't got that. He ain't got that dog in him like that though.
He don't. But what did y'all think about the twist at the end? What you rolling your eyes for, Jason?
I'm sick of Lenore, Laner, like whatever his name is. I'm sick of him. Like they should have killed that man.
Why?
Why not?
Because that's an ally that you can benefit from in the future. Everybody don't need to die. Only
I mean, what is he? What benefit is he going to bring at some point? What think he gonna do? He gonna come back and be a great fighter or something?
Well, he's already a great fighter, but coming back, I feel like he can bring an army or something.
He could. You could definitely benefit.
It's a possibility.
And for how the next episode looking,
Yeah,
they gonna need some help.
Yeah, they gonna need that.
He finna be laid up in a brothel with a team of men. He ain't worried about no battles.
But long as those men are fighting,
that's what he need at that point.
What you do in a brothel, that's your business.
Man.
But and we get a wedding in this episode, or episode. It was 7.
Mm-hmm.
We get a wedding.
And Daemon.
Yes.
One of the darkest episodes we've seen since the Battle of Winterfell that
everybody
was complaining about.
Dark for no reason. Like, you see how they filmed it. It was
during
the day. Yeah.
Middle of the daytime, sun everywhere, beaming. They out there in the beach having a good time.
Yeah.
Getting a tan.
Yeah, she was like, "Nah, I need it. Stop playing. I'm grown now."
That's exactly what she said.
It was like, man, I don't know the age difference between these people. That's not super clear, but I mean,
Daemon got to be in his 40s, so that'd give you something.
Yeah, I know she was like 7. I know she was. I think her and Alicent was like 7. No, they weren't even that age. They was like 14 when the show started. It jumped like 3 years, or like 17.
Yeah.
So they're like 37. So Daemon probably in his 50s.
Probably. I know.
Age today.
that dragon blood, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what he looked like. He been with. I think it was who else? He hasn't aged. Chris Thorne looked like he aged a little bit when you saw that fight scene with him and Aemond, but not significant.
He just ain't shaved.
They've been cutting his hair.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to. Yeah, but I thought that scene was like kind of. I don't know how I felt about that scene with whether he was letting Aemond win or if Aemond just became that good at fighting.
I think Aemond is that good at fighting.
Yeah, which is like bad news for a lot of people because Chris Thorne, he was putting in work. He beat Daemon like first episode or something, wasn't it?
I don't think Daemon was really on. I think Daemon was like high off life at that time. I don't feel like Daemon was really focused when he was doing that fight. He was there for like the showmanship of the whole thing, just like I'm feeling myself type of thing. And Kristen was trying to. He was trying to get. He earned his spot at that point. I can't even think that. He earned like he was looking to come up type of thing, but Daemon, he was all right. Daemon's just like I'm here, within this situation. So it's gonna be I'm ready to see the stand. Hopefully, it's a standoff between Chris Stone and Daemon at some point, or Chris Stone and Aemond. Not Chris Stone, but Aemond and Daemon. Oh my god,
all them names, right?
Bruh, like what the world?
Yeah, I think that'll be dope because when we see the interaction. Well, when y'all finally saw Viserys in his bed, damn near dead.
Bars.
Thank you. You setting up prepare, Jason?
That's my guy, man. That's my guy, man.
You wanna say a few words? Because it was a sad end.
Man, I told y'all 8 episodes ago he was out of here.
Look here, brother. The show, we knew the show has to turn because he has to die in order for Rhaenyra to take over the throne and for the people to separate. And like she said, like she was telling him when she went to visit him, if I knew it would have separated the world or separated where we are, I would have told you to give it to Aegon within that scenario. But man, it was just like I said, he's definitely one of the top talents on the show to me personally, and how he was handling his actual role. But I don't know, I guess it was sad in seeing how he was perishing in our actual eyes. So I'm glad they finally killed him off because it was getting tough.
I was gonna ask y'all, was that scene sad for y'all?
Like him dying?
Yeah, just seeing that whole thing. Did y'all feel some remorse?
Well, he was. I didn't want him to die no way. I wanted him to be out there. He could. I mean, he wasn't really like I said. I don't know, but yeah, he was sitting on the when they first came into the room. Like Daemon, man, they showed no feeling the entire show. You see Daemon finally start to kind of break down within this situation. Like I'm looking at my brother right now. Like, bro, this ain't it. And like he just like you say, he noticing everything. Like they done they got him hooped up on this. He's smelling the cup, which
This
that's
nigga at the
something I would
coffee.
do. But I'm glad that it didn't make him fall out or nothing. But he smelling the cup like they got him on the poppy. Like he out of here.
Yeah, when I saw that, I thought maybe they were like
Killing him.
sabotaging him, not killing him. I feel like he's already on the way out, but I don't think they were helping make him that much better because they were establishing their power at Team Green. They were getting, doing whatever they wanted throughout King's Landing, and I feel like, or Westeros, wherever they were, but just that whole scene, it gave me like setup vibes. And then you see Rhaenyra and Daemon coming back, like, oh, this ain't good news for everybody else. I don't know. It was sad. It might have been one of the saddest deaths in Game of Thrones in the whole thing. Just because it was like a slow death. It wasn't like, just out of the blue or, like a shock factor. Like you knew he was gone, but just seeing him deteriorate over the course of the season, it was sad. And then like
the
when
episode, like within the episode, how they allow him. I mean, him allowing him to pass and allowing him to. He got everything he wanted within here, like within the actual episode. He was able to defend his daughter. He was able to get his family together at least once. So yeah, it was just a nice send off for his character.
Yeah. Shout out to King V, RIP.
I was just like, well, King V's out of here. All right, so shit about to get real.
Yeah, it's
probably
about to hit the fan.
Twitter probably just made me numb to it.
Yeah,
because I feel like I was definitely more emotionally invested in Game of Thrones than I am at House of the Dragon. And plus, I be seeing so many jokes on Twitter now when it comes to shows, to be sad when a character dies, because somebody probably done said a really dark joke, and I'm like, and I laugh on accident. But then I continue to laugh. But like,
it's not like it was a real person, Jazz. So it's okay.
Yeah, you'll be okay. No. He's fictional. It's fine.
Okay, but yeah. So
like if it was a celebrity, like somebody real,
y'all didn't understand what I was saying. But yeah, no, I thought it was wild. Like when he actually showed his face, and you see that he's missing an eye. Like that was so wild, and just like the makeup and everything, I thought was amazing. And then you see the marks on his body when they were washing him down for him to go to dinner. It was the same marks that he has been dealing with all season. So it was just, and to see a character deteriorate the way that he did. Normally people die very fast in Thrones or in the universe. So just to see it move slow for him. And then he finally had a happy moment because, of course, 16 years Rhaenyra has been gone. So just to see all of them together. So it was like, I think it was a pretty good send off for
him. It really was. It really was.
Yeah.
When he stepped into the I don't know what is that room? I mean, what
Iron
Room is.
The Red Keep.
Yeah, when he steps up in there was a moment.
Yeah.
Seeing him try to get through, and we see they released. Well, I guess they announced when he dropped the crown that wasn't in the actual scene, and Matt Smith, who's played by Daemon, he just picks it back up and places it on his head, which is like one of the that was a poetic moment in that situation as well. So that was super dope to see.
Yeah, I thought it was good symbolism because he had his back the whole series, pretty much. I mean, like everybody else was plotting against him. Daemon really had his back. He was telling him straight up, and it came across as like he was a dick, but he really wasn't. He was just trying to help his brother out. Like even being the hand of the king, none of this would have happened if Daemon was the hand. Honestly, I feel like he would have shut a lot of that down. So it was real sad.
But I get it. Like within that scenario with Daemon, like his intentions, you really don't know.
Yeah.
Daemon's intentions and some of the stuff that Daemon does, it just comes off kind of dirt. I was like, it comes off backhanded within certain situations, and the reason he sent him away or got him away from him anyway was because of what the sly comment he made about his child that had just passed of the love of his life at that same scenario, and it's just. Daemon was just moving kind of foul with that. So I mean, I couldn't blame him for how he handled that situation.
Yeah.
But he definitely should have kept somebody in his pocket that was that family. He should have kept family in his pocket within that scenario.
Yeah. I thought it was cool too when you saw the series at the end when he died. It was sad because he died by himself, and then you had the whole miscommunication thing with Alicent. But I think at the end he was like, "My love." Do y'all have closed captions on when y'all watching? So he said my love or something. He was reaching up. I don't know if he was talking about his wife. Well,
I
not
believe
Alicent,
so.
but yeah. And I just was like, that was his true love because you see the way he treats
Aemond.
Rhaenyra. Aemma, okay. Yeah, because you see the way he treats
Mm-hmm.
Rhaenyra in comparison to everybody else. He called her his only his only child. And then just like he called Alicent Aemma the previous episode. So I thought it was tragic. I felt bad. That was probably the saddest stuff.
Yeah, he called Alicent Aemond in one of these
Yeah,
episodes.
I think it was episode 7.
Yeah, okay, yeah, the last
Yeah.
episode. Yeah. So yeah, she just some political pum pum. So it's cool.
She just there to make babies and keep the name going. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all she need to be for.
Yeah, I'm not even mad at that.
Yeah, I ain't rocking with her.
Oh,
No
so
shape form.
you
No shape
concrete
form.
now? No
Yeah,
Allison?
yeah, no. On the Seven Lords, I won't do it.
All right, you said it. Stay
Jazz got that
strong.
green. Jazz came in with the green on, so we need to keep her away from me too.
Oh, that's interesting. Green and black. Wow. Hey,
Look at it. Come on now.
it wasn't even intentional. I just noticed
Look
that.
at the coordination between my people. Look at the coordination with my people.
Hey, man.
What else? I mean, how did you? I mean, so do y'all think that Corliss is dead?
Nah.
No.
You don't think so? Do you think he's going to be, if he comes back, do you think he's going to be upset that Daemon killed his brother?
No.
Yeah, that's it. I don't think so because he knew he was the ops. I don't think so.
Yeah,
But I feel like
he
if he
does.
does come back, it'd be next season though. I don't see him coming back this season.
I feel like I mean, because they announced that there was going to be a show about the sea snakes, which is the crew that he runs. And I feel like that leaves that door open because there's 7 years. There was a war. They kept mentioning a new war was coming.
Mhm.
We're not seeing it, but they kept mentioning it, and then this happens, and they say he got cut. He fell off the boat, right? I'm not crazy, and then he
Yeah,
fell
it
off.
was he fell or got cut or something, and like it's pretty much he got a fever, like the infection or whatever happened.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see what happens within that. That's pure Game of Thrones type situation. Family gets separated, person gets stuck. You'll never see that person again until season 4. They never see
Yeah.
the family. They fighting to try to get back to the family within that. So yeah.
Yeah,
Nah,
that'll be dope. Cause then we know it's a big battle coming. Like Ray and Damon need allies because right now Team Green is holding a lot of power behind them.
They thick, bro.
So I feel like, and we got 2 episodes left. So I wouldn't.
2 years.
I think Corliss. You said what? Is there going to be? I didn't know we were going to get another time jump.
Nah, I meant 2
I
years.
think that
So
was
we
the
get
last
another.
one.
Oh, right.
Before season 2 comes, they're not filming until next year, so it's gonna be 2
really?
years, so we get another season.
Oh, okay. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Corliss shows up within these next 2 episodes because they need like Ray and them need somebody. Your sons can't really fight, so
They got a lot of heart.
that ain't enough.
Yeah, heart ain't gonna win you.
Not in the war. I mean, hopefully they can fly their dragons. Maybe I don't know.
And that's the thing. Team Green got the biggest dragon. They got what Rhaegar or what's the dragon name?
It's
That Aemond got Vagar something.
Vagar, right?
Yeah, they got the biggest
Vagar.
dragon, so it's just kind of like they definitely need backup.
Trash. Whole bunch of trash going on in here. And beyond this is of course the dinner, the family dinner that went on, which was like this gave me super Tyler Perry vibes.
Oh, the drama coming out. For the shade with Aemon, he was like my strong nephews or cousin, whatever he said. And he just kept saying
Man,
strong. I'm like, bro.
so I don't know. Like I said, they kind of bold. I don't know if he would have still made that play if they hadn't messed with him. Like, because he didn't say nothing to them. He wasn't doing nothing. He was just sitting there the whole time,
Yeah.
like he was mad or something. I don't know what was going on, but he was just looking one way. He never looked at the table. He never said anything. Uh, and then Helena, like something wrong with her. It seemed like right, like and that's the other thing. Allison has her kids are married. Like
She made them get married. Yeah.
she was so against that. What like she, you know what I'm saying?
It's Alicent. Nah, but like you said, I don't think he would have did anything until the pig came out. And then it was just kind of like, what was it? Luke or Jace, one of them was laughing. And it
Man,
was
I
just
don't know.
like,
I ain't gonna
I
lie
think
to
it's
you.
Jace.
I don't know them two. I know their names. I don't know who they like. I couldn't identify either one of them.
Yeah. The older one is the one who cut his eye out, I believe. So
Yeah,
whoever
he was.
so whoever the other one is, he was just laughing at him. And I was just like, that ain't no good. But then even, I mean, Aegon started it too. He kept talking about his wife. Like he was just, yeah, so it was just bad all around.
That man got a sexual disorder or something. He
Listen,
got he got a true problem. Like, and I know Jazz said she was like they could have that was a waste of a scene, but it's not. It makes sense now. Like they got a problem. Like he has a sex problem because that's all he does. Like that's all he's focused on. Like the entire the part, like not the party, but the repast. We will say he's drinking, looking at the woman, making sexual, innuendos toward her. Then at the dinner table, now he's telling his cousin, "I'll
yeah,
show you how to do it.
yeah,
I know how to do this, and I can do this with this woman." And Jazz mentioned the abortion tea again. He rapes one of the workers, and they have to give her the abortion tea. So yeah, this man gotta. He ain't messing with his sister though. He ain't fooling with that.
She played with bugs all day.
she looked happy with it. She looked happy with the strong boy when they was dancing. Which I
Yeah,
mean, if Allison would have took Ray's her whole thing, like had them get married, would have been all peace. But
bruh.
Allison, yeah.
Like, come on, come on, man.
Hey man.
Come on, man. But she, they danced, which it was a nice. Looks like that was she was having fun then, in that scenario there. But yeah, man, I don't know what's going on with these people, man. But yes, you got anything, Jazz? You good over there? Kind of quiet on us this evening. This is your stuff. It's not your stuff no more. What happened?
Oh, I'm chilling.
You want a dragon?
Nah. But y'all got any expectations or anything that you looking forward to the next 2 episodes?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Alicent getting her head chopped off.
You need her out of here.
Yeah, I think she's gonna make the season 2 though, but hopefully she get her head chopped off.
Yeah, I feel like she gonna make season 2.
Y'all thinking of the main people will get killed in these next 2 episodes? Somebody not making it to season 2?
Man, I hope one of the strong kids don't die.
I think one of them niggas gonna die.
See, that's what I hope they don't. Because
The messed up thing, like we gonna we always we want the evil people to get killed, but man, we gonna lose some people on this side.
Yeah,
too.
it's Game of Thrones, so you already know what's gonna happen.
I
Yeah.
think the queen that never was, I think she might end up dying. I would want her to go to make it to season 2, but nah, because with her being able to, like, she spoke to Ray Ray at the beginning of this latest episode, and she was like she can't rock with her, but then she decided to change her mind and say that which son was it that should inherit the
Jace.
Jace.
Okay, so she said that she would think marry her granddaughter to him or something like that. So she was basically took Ray Ray on her offer. So I think she's a positive character. Positive characters don't last long. So I don't want her to die, but I can't get attached because she could die. Probably will. So
that was the other thing that was kind of sad. they when Corliss was speaking, man, I confused them two boys. I don't care no more. He was talking to one of them, and he was like, you're gonna be set to inherit this. And he was
Yeah.
like, I don't want it. And he was
Yeah.
like, why not? Because he said that means you dead if I get it. Like I don't want you to go. And it was just like, man, kind of tough within that scenario. And that was that was another thing. When they was discussing who was going to get the drift mark, and the queen that never was, she wanted it to be given to the granddaughters.
Mm-hmm.
And and he was like, no, because you know what's going to happen within that scenario. Like although she kept saying we got to speak plainly in this situation. Them boys aren't our sons, and he was like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about blood. It goes by name. Um, Within that situation, so.
That actually made me remember something. In episode 8, when we see the queen that never was, she's standing in front of a tree. It's the same tree that Bran was touching in the north when he would see visions as the three-eyed raven.
Was it 7 or 8?
It was 8.
Go with the tree.
Because
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
when Ray Ray was talking to her,
Okay,
and
got
Ray
you,
Ray
got
gave
you.
her that proposition.
So I
Which
think
is
you
a-
had mentioned it. You mentioned it before too.
Because Alicent
Like,
was standing in front of that tree, is same tree as well.
got
So I thought that was a good little
you.
callback.
Look at you. Look at there we go. That's the jazz I know.
Is there anything else y'all wanted to add?
No, I don't think I have anything else, man. I'm excited to see how this gonna end. So, we're gonna get that conclusion. We come back. I mean, next episode of this, that'll be the last one. So yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how they're gonna close out the season. Obviously, it's gonna be something to leave for the season 2. Some cliffhanger. Like I said, I hope one of the strong boys don't go out, but Aemond and Aegon, they sort on a mission. So let's see what happens.
If they leave both Aemond and Aegon season 2 and kill one of the strong boys, I'm going to go on the show.
The new Nah, I can see it happening. I mean, Aemond gonna be around for a while. I feel like he just seemed like that type of character who, yeah. And Aegon might be like a Joffrey light, the way he moving. So let's see what happens.
Man, but yeah. Dash, you got anything else?
Nah, I think we pretty much covered everything that I had. So
Yeah, did you have a question that you was on? Or nah, you weren't.
no.
You say got you. So not pertaining to this, but more so to Marvel, which I should have covered it then, but who cares? In Phase 4, one show, well, not one show, but I want a show and a movie. Something that was a risk that, well, you know what? I just need just one show, one movie. A risk that Marvel took that you really enjoyed, and a risk that Marvel took that you did not enjoy at all of Phase 4.
A risk that I did enjoy was just the Disney Plus shows overall, because like that's like it allows them to experiment with different genres. So like you had the TV sitcom type with She-Hulk, and then you got like the political type thriller aspect action thing with Falcon and Winter Soldier and Hawkeye. And then WandaVision, whatever that was. I guess if I had one that I didn't enjoy too much, I'd never seen nothing like that before. It was unique, but the first 2 episodes I didn't enjoy that risk. So I guess if I had to pick one that I didn't enjoy that, but I mean, I think they've done a good job. Like I said, I've really enjoyed the TV shows because it allowed them to tell way more stories, which you wouldn't get in movies, and then just different characterizations and just things like that. I can't really think of one that I don't like. Like I said, outside probably WandaVision, the first 2 episodes.
Jazz, did you have one or within that?
I'll say a risk that I think that they took that I enjoyed. I would say WandaVision is mine. Because I think like the creativity that they put into that was unique, and I don't think it was something that they were just like everybody's gonna like it. They had to anticipate people not liking those first few episodes, and what they was just like, all right, we're gonna try it and see how it goes. Throw shit at the wall and see if it sticks. Something that I think that they tried. I mean, I enjoyed a lot of this stuff. Only show, latest one I didn't really rock with was Werewolf at Night, but it wasn't trash. But I was just like, all right, cool. And then, but prior to that was probably Miss Marvel. But I understand like the character that need to be introduced. So, but yeah.
I was talking to one of the listeners recently. Do y'all feel like Marvel is trying is checking off too many boxes, trying to check off too many boxes within the shows, like feeling too aware or maybe too woke in the actual in these shows or movies right now? I was doing a rewatch. Um, and like in the episode 7 of She-Hulk, they kind of go over they go over kind of like toxic masculinity. They go over um what it like the male gaze. It was a lot of different things that they were touching over. Then you go into episode 8, you get into slut shaming. Um, I don't know. Do y'all how do y'all feel about that? Do y'all think it's being overdone? Do y'all just want the bang bang shoot 'em up heroes, or do y'all want the realistic part of these heroes?
I appreciate the realistic side. I mean, you're not gonna get action and everything. Try
You
to bring
could.
people things that I mean you could, but then you're just giving people the same meal all the time. So you're eliminating the opportunity for creativity and giving people content that they can relate to. But the thing is, when you try to give people content they can relate to, there's no way you're going to touch everybody. You're gonna have people that's like not gonna like it, not gonna be able to relate to it, not going to understand it. That's like when I see a lot of people blaming or saying they're not really rocking with She-Hulk as a whole. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense because you can't relate to what's going on in the show. So everything's not going to be for you when you watch it. And sometimes people understand that and they say, this isn't a show for me, but I enjoy it for entertainment. And some people it's just like, I don't like it, it's trash, it is what it is. And it's just like, okay, you can have that opinion, but you're not gonna be able to please everybody. So when you try to do that, then you kind of lose yourself trying to please everybody. It's just like that seems like a failed task, in my opinion. But bless you.
Excuse me. Thank you.
But yeah.
I mean, the whole woke thing, I don't subscribe to that too much because at the end of the day, these are things like Jazz said, it's realistic. So it's actually a thing that happens. Sometimes I do feel like with media in general, not just Marvel, they sort of lean into the discourse that you see online sometimes. So I think just having stuff like that, which is just engagement at the end of the day, just to have something to talk about, have something to discuss. But I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. I just think that's the reality of what it is. I'm not too mad at that.
Got you. Got you. I think that's it. That's all the only questions that I had. But I think that's it from you guys. Do you have anything else you want to touch on, Chris, within the She-Hulk, Werewolf by Night, or House of the Dragons? Them dragons.
Them dragons. I see you snuck Werewolf by Night in there. No, I'm looking forward to the season finale of She-Hulk. And see where they take us. I thought it's been good so far, so see how they wrap it up, pretty much.
Jazz, do you have anything on these 3 shows that we have touched?
Definitely not that hour series, but no, I don't.
Any excitement around any movies coming out here soon? We got Black Adam.
No, we got Halloween Ends.
We got Halloween on
That's
Friday.
dropping.
It comes out Friday. That's gonna be on Peacock, so you ain't even gotta go to the movies today. What? That's important, Jazz. Like
nobody
we don't want no more nope situations here. But this also makes it easier for us as far as finding a stream within that. So we have it's out there. It's on Peacock. It'll be on Peacock, so we can get that.
I was gonna go see it in theaters.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna do that as well.
But now I know it's gonna be on Peacock.
Barbarian is about to drop on HBO, so that's gonna be dope. We're trying to make sure we let you people know how you can find these TV shows and things. That's we are aware of these things. And of course, Black Panther is coming out next month. They you got some news. Ant-Man trailer coming soon, possibly within the movie. So I just want y'all to know that. Just throw that out there. But yeah, this is our bonus episode, House of the Dragon and the She-Hulk, Volume 4. Four of them things in here. We do appreciate you all for listening. Please like, share, comment. When you come in, I know this is the end of the actual episode, but when you come in here, please be sure to like it, share it with one person. Just share it with one person. Let them know what we doing over here. We trying to be different from the other people. What's up, Jazz? You just say something? No, you
No,
good? Okay, I just seen your face. I'm paying attention to the faces. I seen the glare on top of you and Chris' forehead, so I didn't know if y'all was speaking or not. So again,
This guy's
this was the Was
crazy.
It Good Though podcast. Appreciate you guys for listening. Deuces.